to another chapter of the Mikado Saga. Last time, Ayame has just started her journey in searching for the last Dragon Ball, which happened to be on Dog Street, aka the town of Edge. Well, actually, it's Dog Street within the town of Edge. And she came across three bouncers who work at a bar known as Fate, and just recently, it was bombarded by Mikado Special Forces, as Volt pointed out, and they took Dominique prisoner, and the Dragon Ball was on the move from her possession. So, Ayame pretty much has no choice but to follow it. So, they're gonna be heading to some dangerous territory. So, let's get this thing started. Alright, here we are. I don't know the bouncer of Dragon Ball Z, although I saw some people saw the game needs an HD remake. It needs one pronto, and maybe for the bug, fix the bugs while they're at it. Welcome back to another chapter. The bouncers are on the move to save Dominique while Ayame searches for her Dragon Ball. They come across more thugs along the way. Will they get to the train in time? Chapter 1. The Hunt for the Damsel and the Dragon Ball. This was one of the working titles. Kinda lame. Ayame tried desperately to keep up with the bouncers. They just kept on going till it looked like their legs were gonna fall off. She was impressed on how much stamina they had. She was falling several feet behind them. She hunched over and began to breathe heavy as her lungs can't take any more. She lost them through a couple dark alleyways. Screw this! She jumped to a skinny stone ledge 5 feet above her. Seeing the next one was quite a long distance. She took out the legendary red pole. Power pole extend! It elongated to about 20 feet, and it easily attached itself to the next one. With a few deep breaths, she slid down the pole with their hands to the other side and hit the wall. The impact created a slight thud which stopped the bouncers temporarily in their tracks. They looked around, wondering where that sound came from. Ayame tried her best to blend in with the wall as much as possible. They saw nothing, and they pressed on as they came to their town square. Large analog clock perched over the elaborate street in a large brick archway. Fountain was located smack dab in the middle. And you shall see the cutscene. But first, I want to show you a bonus cutscene, because the last one didn't do it. If you've played Ko's story, it could branch out to many different ways when you play each bouncer. So I'm going to introduce you to a bonus scene first.
Who are they?
They were from Mikado.
You're awfully well informed. Let's go to Mikado.
Whoa, hang on. I've got connections. Let me look into it first. I need you to check on something for me. Yeah, I need to get into Mikado fast.
No, don't tell me the target's been...
Look, I'm in a hurry.
I can't believe you let this happen. Hold on, I'm checking now.
Yeah, thanks.
There's a special MSD cargo train leaving the central station.
Great. What time?
In 30 minutes.
Gotcha. We're taking off now.
I'll be there to back you up in the Orage.
Thanks. I owe you one. There's a special train at the central station that's headed for Mikado.
When?
In half an hour.
So there you have it, guys. That's the bonus scene. And actually, if you play Ko's storyline, you would actually get that cutscene. And if not, it's all going to be silent. So, here's the main scene.
another one.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
I don't think they're gonna let us through. Today's not your lucky day, punks. What a Mikado special for?
Ugh. I wish they never came and went so fast. So, let me just readjust a few things here. Alright. Here goes. Then let's waste them. Since there was a lot more room to fight in, they had little to no trouble dealing with the assassins. The only obstacle that stood between them was the massive fountain. The trio had even footing, which made it smooth and faster to take 4 of them out. You ready? Volt taunted toward the remaining man. As the ninja closed in on them instead of retreating, which he could have done, Ko snuck in from behind. He effortlessly grabbed his collar and punched him to Volt. He slammed him down to the decorative brick floor and pinned down his neck. Then Sion screamed, "Here goes!" as he cooked him squarely in the face, just as he would while performing a field goal. I love that move. Everything fell quiet after that, and one of the gates squeaked open by a few centimeters. We've wasted enough time on them. According to the time clock, 10 minutes have already gone from the long journey and the brief brawl. They regrouped and headed to the exit, then Sion abruptly stopped and looked up. Well, actually, it's a part of the cutscene here. So, I'm gonna let that do all the talking.
Forces doing here? What is it?
Huh?
You recognize that Black Panther?
No?
Let's get going. We're gonna miss the train.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know why Sion recognized that Black Panther. They rushed through another alley underneath an arch on the other side. Meanwhile, Ayame emerged beneath the first one. She was fascinated in what the trio can do. They had a great sense of camaraderie, especially when they deal with a bunch of enemies at once. They reminded her on how most of the Z fighters worked. Well, except those who prefer to fight alone, like Vegeta. She shook her head to clear out the disturbing, hateful memory she had with him. She must stay focused as she still had a job to do. Another 10 minutes have passed. Sion, Volt, and Co. were still on the prowl. And I'll let that cutscene do all the talking.
What's wrong?
Rent-a-cops.
Security is tight, as expected.
We're running out of time.
And I guess we'll break through the front.
Hey! What are you doing there? We're hitching a ride is what we're doing.
I wish I could do all 3 cues for all 3 bouncers. Anyways, I kind of changed this a little, actually. As they saw a glimpse of Sion's face, one of them officers yelled that. The others emerged seconds after, and Volk countered, "Oh, like you'll let us through if we tell ya? We're hitching a ride is what we're doing. We are the officers of the law. Now put your hands up." Unfortunately, he was met by a punch from the bulky man. His partners descended and another melee broke out. The enforcers were a bit on the wide side, making them not as flimsy as the ninjas. However, they were just as puny. They all momentarily fell down like a ton of blocks. They made a few grunts before blacking out. Bolt towered over them and said, "Sorry, we're in a hurry. Guess we don't need tickets." And there's another cutscene here.
Keep up the good work, mister. I think that's it.
Not again.
I didn't expect such a warm reception.
Shouldn't the train be departing soon?
It ought to be. We'll time it so that we jump on the train just as it starts to take off. When you hear the whistle, start booking for the train. Don't miss your cue.
Who do you think you're talking to?
You're not getting paid enough to die. Now get out of my way!
I always loved that cue from Sion. Never gets old. Alright. As soon as he said the second line, they parted and charged straight for the officers. The station wasn't as roomy as the town hall was, making it difficult to navigate as there were obstacles in the way. As Volt and Co. were taking on 2 officers, Sion was with one, but he was more distant from the train. Heavy crates and lampposts interfered, and they drove the fight further away. Then, at moment's notice, the tanker train let out a hiss from the tailpipe. An alarm was ringing in the distance. From the entrance, Ayame saw the commotion. She did a facepalm. What the hell was he talking about? There's a bell! There's no whistle here! The train's moving. Crap, we better hurry. He ran to the rear of the train. It's time. Although, I looked really, really hard and I can't find that cutscene in which you fail to get the train. So, might as well do this. Volt followed Co, but Sion was further away and the police were still on his tail. Sion, move it! He ran just as fast as his chicken legs could carry him. Jump, Volt ordered, reaching out a hand for him to grab. He leapt from the pillar and the wrestler had enough strength to pull him to it, just as it was pulling away into the tunnels beyond. Relieved, Ayame fired a couple quick key shots from her palm, knocking out the remaining officials, as well as a security camera in the upper corner. At the abandoned train, she looked around, making sure nobody was watching her. She always hated being spied on. After she stopped at the ledge Sion hopped from, she put her hands close to her mouth and called, "Flying Nimbus!" For a moment she thought her ride wouldn't show up until it silently flew in and bumped into her leg. "What? Oh, it's you. We gotta chase that train. It's the only way to get to Mikado." He climbed on. "Let's go!" She followed the cargo train, though she kept several feet away to avoid detection. I just described one of the Trinity rushes the bouncers are able to do, in this case Sion's. I've always liked his the most. Also, the character I absolutely despise the most is the egotistical, selfish prince of the bloodthirsty Saiyans, Vegeta. I can never stand this guy. Some people consider him to be a badass. Yeah, a badass that should be spanked until it bleeds. Sorry, but I never liked him since the beginning, and the only redeeming quality he had was when he gave birth to Trunks. At least he's a lot more respectful than him, and I feel he deserves the title more. I figured that the scene featured here would be more appropriate. It only happens if time runs out when you beat the Rent-A-Cops. And I looked, I can't find it. I had little issues with that scenario anyway, as I always use Sion since he's indeed the fastest. Still, if he's low-leveled, it could take some work. The next chapter will be up soon, though I should warn you, things are gonna get a little suggestive. See you all next time. Until then, this is the Ekron Writers signing out.